A company in Kenya was hired by Meta to watch and sort through videos recorded by their Ray-Ban smart glasses.
Instagram DMs are no longer fully private, so what does that mean for you?
Apple is reportedly in the final stages of creating new AirPods with built-in cameras.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about how technology is making everything worse in today's world. And I know that sounds pretty dramatic, but with the examples we're going to watch, I just don't think we're headed in the right direction. This one's going to be a bit all over the place, just a heads up, but we have a ton of stuff to go over today, along with comments from you guys from previous videos. So if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But let's start off with many of the big tech companies that are trying to become more and more invasive.
A company in Kenya was hired by Meta to watch and sort through videos recorded by their Ray-Ban smart glasses. The footage included people having sex, using the bathroom, and in some cases their private financial data. All of these videos were recorded without those people knowing. When these employees went to the press to tell them what they were seeing, Meta cut ties with the entire company. Over 1,000 employees lost their job after 2 months of the story breaking. Some of the employees were specifically let go because they spoke up. Now Meta and Ray-Ban are facing lawsuits in California. Both the UK and Kenya have launched investigations into how this footage was collected and used. And this is not the first time that this has happened. The same company has previously paid Kenyan workers under $2 a day to sort graphic content for ChatGPT. So the people that are having to do the most disturbing work to build AI are getting paid the least, protected the least, and silenced the fastest.
And something's telling me that this is just going to get swept under the rug. If anything, maybe they'll get slapped with some fines, but it doesn't really matter. These companies have almost unlimited amounts of money, and then we'll never hear about it again. I've already talked about it in previous videos. I thought the Meta Ray-Ban glasses were a good idea. I'm a big fan of the GoPro POV type of videos, so it'd be pretty cool to see somebody's perspective through one of those glasses. But not only are they openly spying on you, some of the people who purchase those glasses make content basically just harassing people. So now if you walk around in public with them, you're basically labeled as a creep. Real quick, I asked you guys in an older video what else seems to be getting worse recently. The first reply saying music, we'll be going over that a little bit later. The inclusion of AI into everything we do. Why do we need AI powered toothbrushes? We'll be going over that as well, along with people relying on tech way too much.
The Galaxy S26 Ultra should be illegal. Samsung is like throwing caution to the wind. In the middle of the keynote, they're demonstrating the phone and the camera, and they say the phone should not just help you AI remove things that shouldn't be there. It should help you add what should have been there.
Like when you've captured an almost perfect photo, just missing that one thing that would tie everything together, like your pet. You can simply merge them from another shot. Just describe how you want to combine the photos and watch Galaxy AI complete the moment. It's easy, intuitive, and all done on your Galaxy S26 series.
What if, just for the sake of the argument, I wanted to add Jeffrey Epstein to that photo?
Yeah, you sure could.
Do you think the audience would have applauded? Yep. I mean, you can again, watch the demo. They present it as, what if you take a photo and you like your own smile, but you want to be wearing something else? And it's like, well, I can think of a whole class of people on the popular platform X that love changing the outfits the women with beautiful smiles are wearing.
And now you're going to have the capability to do that on any smartphone. Because even with this being a Samsung thing right now, you know all the other smartphone companies are going to copy this within a year or two, and it'll become even more difficult to distinguish what's real and fake, especially on social media. Can't trust any photo now, thanks Samsung. Now I know Photoshop has been around for quite a long time, and if you know how to use it well, you can make a photo very convincing. But giving this type of technology to virtually anybody who buys a smartphone, I personally think will make social media worse as a whole. Why would anybody want to look at a photo to remember a moment that never actually happened? Good point. This can only be used for the wrong reasons. Bro, I'm so sick of AI, I don't want AI on my phone. If you add AI elements, it's no longer a photo. Tech companies literally need to invent fake scenarios justifying stuffing half-baked AI nonsense into everything, just so the shareholders think that they're moving forward and the stock price keeps going up.
Instagram DMs are no longer fully private, so what does that mean for you? Well, from May 8th, Meta, the company that owns Instagram, can read all your DMs. Texts, voice notes, images and videos that you send are now visible to the company. Previously, Instagram had an optional end-to-end encryption feature, keeping chats locked between you and the person receiving your messages, similar to WhatsApp. But Meta says it's scrapping the encryption due to low uptake. Critics point out that Meta made it hard to find, and it's removing it right before a new US law kicks in that requires platforms to scan messages for harmful content. Child safety charities like the NSPCC are welcoming the change, saying encryption makes it harder to catch predators online. But privacy campaigners are against the ruling, warning it's a major step backwards for young people's safety online.
Going straight over to the comments, to be honest, isn't this a bit weird? Time to delete Instagram. They've been doing that, they're just letting you know now. I agree with this, they've probably been doing this for quite a while, but now it's just completely out in the open. There's no privacy on these social media platforms. This isn't about child safety, this is about surveillance. And when it comes to the term surveillance, it feels like every one of these companies is watching your every move, even if you're just using a pair of earbuds.
Apple is reportedly in the final stages of creating new AirPods with built-in cameras. Bloomberg reports the cameras won't record photos or video, but will feed information to Siri. Users can then ask questions about what they're looking at. No word yet on a possible release date or price.
Literally nobody asked for this. That's weird. Why does everything have to have cameras? Why is this necessary? Siri can't even tell time without the phone being unlocked. But now it's going to be taking photos and videos of your surrounding. It's not going to be saved anywhere though. You could trust us. Another person saying Apple surveillance for free. Siri can't even detect when I'm saying, "Hey Siri," 75% of the time. But thank God we got some cameras in our earbuds now. We got another comment from you guys right here that hits the nail on the head. I swear every day is a Black Mirror episode.
The CEO of the AI mass surveillance company Flock has gotten nearly 100,000 cameras into 49 states without most people's knowledge or consent.
So we just started doing it and just kind of brute forced through pain and sweat. Our customers have no idea what version of camera they're on. They think they have the Flock camera. We're on version like 4.6 or whatever.
Flock's AI surveillance system has allegedly both led to numerous wrongful arrests and been used to stalk women. But of course, the CEO who runs Flock sees his company as one of the heroes of history.
In the U.S. history book, there'll be a part about Flock and how because of Flock, we are a safer, happier, healthier company or country. And like that might sound crazy, but like that as I believe is our life's mission at Flock is to achieve that.
And he's not just doing this by providing AI surveillance. He's determined to control local government elections as well.
And we always say, like, it's not just the technology. We have very strong opinions on the policies and the types of people that we think we need in elected roles to help achieve that mission. And so that would be the big picture for me.
Flock's AI mass surveillance isn't about safety. It's about making money and taking power.
Somebody says company, I mean country. Oops. The Freudian slip is crazy. Every tech CEO thinks they're making history. And the more examples I see of these CEOs, the more I think they're psychopaths.
Here are the 11 most insane things the CEO who runs ChatGPT has said.
A kid born today will never be smarter than AI.
I expect some really bad stuff to happen because of the technology.
And anybody will be able to make a video of you doing whatever they want with video that's publicly available of you on the internet. There'll be extremely capable biomodels available open source that could help people create new pathogens. I cannot imagine having gone through that, like figuring out how to raise a newborn without ChatGPT.
Why should we trust you?
You shouldn't. Well, we haven't put a spot avatar in ChatGPT yet.
Ads plus AI is sort of uniquely unsettling to me.
The board can fire me. I think that's important. I think the board over time needs to get democratized to all of humanity. There's many ways that could be implemented. If I were 22 right now and graduating college, I would feel like the luckiest kid in all of history. We don't yet know how to think about some superintelligence being aligned with dictators and totalitarian countries. We don't know how to think about countries using AI to fight new kinds of war with each other. People talk about how much energy it takes to train an AI model relative to how much it costs a human to do one inference query. But it also takes a lot of energy to train a human. It takes like 20 years of life and all of the food you eat during that time before you get smart. You know, I think AI will probably, most likely sort of lead to the end of the world, but in the meantime, there will be great companies created with serious machine.
These are not hidden recordings leaked to the public. The CEOs of these companies are legitimately saying it to everyone, and they're just pushing forward, and everybody else is letting it happen. What am I really supposed to say? And we're even getting to a point where they don't want you to drive anymore. AI is going to drive you around. And shocker, there's a whole bunch of issues happening with that.
Connected to rider support.
Hi, this is An for Waymo Rider Support. How can I help?
Hi, the car is going the wrong way. It's going on the wrong side of the road.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Let me double check that here. You will not be able to I mean, this vehicle is not be able to straightforward because showing here on my map that let me go ahead and escalate this to our team, our special team, so they will maneuver the car. Okay.
Okay.
So you got the car legitimately driving on the wrong side of the road, and whoever the sport is trying to help this person, I could barely understand. This seems like a pretty safe idea, right? I'm so sorry to hear that, as it's driving on the wrong side of the road. No sense of care or urgency. Gotta love that you're getting customer service halfway across the world. We're only about halfway through the examples I have for this video, and I'm already done.
There are questions about what you search for online and whether it affects the price you pay. As ABC's Hannah Batal reports, it comes after somebody complained about the cost of a JetBlue ticket and the airline responded.
It started as a complaint online about the price of an airline ticket, but it could have far deeper implications. Over the weekend, a traveler posted, "I love flying JetBlue, but a $230 increase on a ticket after one day is crazy. I'm just trying to make it to a funeral." The airline responded, saying, "Try clearing your cache and cookies or booking with an incognito window." Critics were quick to claim JetBlue was using what's known as surveillance pricing.
Every day, our phones and devices collect massive amounts of personal data on us. And now, businesses may be using this trove of personal information to charge each of us a different price for the exact same product or service.
Many implied that JetBlue's tweet was telling the traveler he could get a lower price if he erased the data JetBlue had received about him through his online searches.
How isn't this illegal? My Lyft went from $14 to $34 after I closed it once. Insane. I think Amazon does this. We've seen examples of it before. I learned this years ago while booking a vacation. I checked the prices on my phone, and then when I went to book it, it was double what it was before. I used my husband's phone to check if it really went up that much, and it was the original price I saw earlier. All websites like Airlines, Priceline, etc. do this. So not only is everything overpriced in the first place, but now you have to jump through hoops just to buy that overpriced item, so it's not even more expensive because everybody's selling your data 24/7. It's just absolutely unbelievable.
Amazon pulls support for perfectly fine older Kindle models. In an email to customers, Amazon announced that it would be ending service for Kindle devices older than the 2012 editions. Those devices will lose access to the Kindle store. So basically, if you have an older Kindle device such as the original Paperwhite or the original Kindle Fire HD, starting next month, May of 2026, anybody using those devices will no longer be able to purchase, borrow, or download new content. And if you deregister or do a factory reset on those devices, they will be bricked. You will not be able to use them in any way after that. They are saying that only 3% of their users still use these older devices, but as others have pointed out, that's up to like 2 million Kindles. And it is not at all clear to me why the old school e-ink readers cannot continue to work basically forever.
I know the reason why they're trying to brick these Kindles, and so does this comment. The old ones can't run ads. Exactly. Another person saying planned obsolescence, forcing you to buy another product. They bricked 2 of my devices last year. I got so mad I immediately sold my Kindle Signature Edition, unsubscribed from Kindle Unlimited, and haven't bought an ebook or audiobook from them since. And this kind of stuff goes pretty well with another comment from you guys. This is why piracy is coming back. Now I know the rules with this can be kind of shady when it comes to talking about this on YouTube videos, so I don't think I could advocate for this. However, I have been hearing the statement, if purchasing isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing.
Just so you're aware of the type of dystopia we're living in, an AI artist by the name of Inga Rose is currently topping the charts in US and a bunch of other countries. She has 230,000 followers, and her posts are flooded with comments in support of her or absolutely hating it. We are in hell. And it's all through a program named Suno. There's been a lot of backlash around Suno, and every major record label has sued Suno for trying to use its music to train its AI models. There's been a whole Say No to Suno campaign, and people are obviously concerned with AI slop flooding the Billboard charts. And what's worse is Suno's defense over its AI is they say it's like having a kid that's learning to write rock music by listening to rock music, which is concerning. And of course, Suno is now worth $2.45 billion, and it's been used by thousands of users all over the world, even Timbaland. But Suno do claim that Inga Rose's Celebrate Me song was written by a real human and are about real stories, but the whole song is AI generated. And 5 of the top 100 songs sitting on the US charts are from Inga Rose.
So to me, it sounds like these music companies just have to hide the fact that these are AI generated a little bit better, and then the entire music industry is done. Nobody would know what was real or not, and that's basically the end of it. And to add on with the social media of a lot of these AI influencers, or the musicians, I guess, it is incredibly easy for all of this type of engagement to be faked.
This is why I tell my clients you never compare how you're doing to others on social media. You never know what celebrity or who is paying for views. This was a sim farm in Europe that was just busted. They had 50 million fake accounts across social media platforms. Sim farms like this are known for a few things. Someone can illegally pay them to give them more views, but they can also be used for fraud and to put out propaganda comments about a political campaign or a company.
And this is just one single bust, 50 million accounts. There are farms like this all over the world. You really cannot believe anything you see on social media.
AI is great. Let's check in and see how it's going. Over the past 9 days, 39% of podcasts were likely AI generated. Pennsylvania sues character.ai chatbot posing as doctor giving psych advice. AI is making digital fraud easier, faster, and harder to stop. The world must stop AI from empowering bioterrorists. The threat from new pathogens is an even graver danger than AI-backed hackers. Oh, and it's all being powered by data centers that have worse emissions than entire countries.
And if you live near one of these data centers, your electricity bill is paying for it. I'm going back to that comment from you guys earlier. We're all just living in a Black Mirror episode.
Over 100 Chrome extensions on the official Google Chrome web store were stealing your account data. Here's how they did it. They disguised themselves as real tools. Telegram clients, YouTube enhancers, TikTok tools, and slot machine games. They actually worked, but in the background, they were stealing your Google account, your credentials, and hijacking your Telegram sessions. One called Telegram Multi-Account was sending your active Telegram session tokens to a remote server every 15 seconds. No password needed, no multi-factor authentication bypass, they just had your session. 45 of them had a backdoor that silently opened URLs every time they started. All 108 extensions reported back to the same server. 5 fake publisher names, all under one group. Google was even notified, but the extensions stayed up.
Of course they did. Why am I not surprised? And when you see all of these different examples, these news stories popping up in such a short period of time, I feel like you start becoming numb to a lot of the things in the real world, because we're all on social media online so much throughout our day, and all we see is the latest and greatest, and everything's over the top and the best. And then when we finally shut off our phone and go outside, the reality of the world just isn't as great.
Like I said, like if everything's special, though nothing's special. And I think we're at that point where everything just feels so grand and thematic on social media that it's very underwhelming when you see the house in person.
Yeah,
and that's a problem too, right? Because you can be all excited to see the potential of what this could be, but then you get there and you're like, wow, this thing's kind of a pile of shit.
Yeah, glad I have my expectations all up.
Yeah.
Where are the explosions?
Yeah.
Now they're specifically talking about houses, but it could really be anything. Of course, if you've looked up Zillow or realtor listings, the photos are going to be the best they could possibly be. Perfect lighting, making the rooms look huge, everything's nice and neat. And then when you actually go over to the house, you see that there's a whole bunch of flaws, and it's not nearly as nice as you think. But now we're getting to the point where that's the reality for almost everything in today's world. And we'll finish off this video with a comment from you guys along with a clip. I'm so sick of everything wanting or needing to have a subscription to use it. If you buy the product, you shouldn't need a subscription.
Am I the only one noticing this, or does it feel like all companies are just pushing their limits? They are just trying to see how far will you pay for their service, their product. You know, restaurants, I don't know how we got to this point, but like an average drink now is around $20 at a restaurant. And you go look at any bottle at the grocery store, you know that bottle is, let's just say $40. We're paying for like one shot in that drink that we buy at a restaurant, $30. $20. Then we have subscriptions that are always raising their prices, and then the second that you want to quit, they're like, hey, hold on a second, here's 2 months free on us. So then for me it sounds like, okay, I've been paying more, so then they can give me this 2-month free offer when I try to leave. And then you have food like Lay's, which tried charging around $7, $8 for a bag of chips, and they realized, oh, you know what, people aren't paying this anymore. And how many times is this going to happen where it's just like all these companies are just going to continue raising prices until we say, yeah, we're good on that?
I don't know. To me, it seems like they're just going to keep doing it because most of the time it works. People are legitimately going into credit card debt just to keep up these types of lifestyles, even when they don't have the funds to do so. All while the same companies are charging you higher prices for lower quality products. But that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.